that music. I was feeling that music. I don't know whoever these producers are backstage, but they did that. They made me feel like I was actually a host. I love this. Y'all, welcome to Poppy's Conversation Corner. It's your boy Kerry, and welcome to another Friday live here with Poppy's Conversation Corner. Today, y'all, we have somebody special. She's a gem to the city of Cincinnati. She's a hidden gem. Not too many people, no, too many people know her, but not too many people know her like this. Because this lady's gifts, her abilities, her talents, her personality, it just hovers over the city of Cincinnati. And if you haven't heard this name, today I'm giving you a gift. I'm giving you a gift, y'all. Today we have Genine Menefield. She's a therapist, she's a estheticianist, she's a funeral director, she's all of this and more. But we're gonna bring Genine Menefield on this platform today, and I'm excited about it. She's not a funeral director, y'all, though, so that was a joke. JK LMAO. But anyway, I thought of
Hello,
that real
Kerry.
fast.
Hi.
Hey, what's up? Janine, tell the people about you. Like, there's so much. I read your bio, and look. I'm not really into reading for real. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's why I couldn't be an actor because they want you to read the script, and I can't go on script. So the issue is, I was reading your bio, and it was so long. So tell us some stuff about you.
Well, first of all, thank you, Kerry, for having me today on Poppy's Conversation Corner. I am a native of Cincinnati, born and raised here. I spent the majority of my life working in social services, working in child protective services, a mental health
Mm.
case manager, working in a lot of industries that kind of um, do a lot of things for the client. So I felt like I was kind of enabling them, like, doing a lot of things that weren't really teaching them the skills that they need to be successful. So that's one of the things that brought me into therapy. I really wanted to help the clients, help the children. My specialty is children. I love, love, love working with children. Just kind of giving them the tools they need so that they can feel, like their best selves. I have an esthetician's license. In 2020, I started a beauty salon. It's like an eyebrow salon called the Brow Therapist. So I'm able to utilize those therapy skills and have great relationships with my clients and just create an overall self-care experience. Just like how Poppy's is. Poppy's works with the mind, and I work with the physical appearance as well. So it's just a great opportunity for me to merge both of those skills.
I love that. I love that. You just like I'm
Mhm.
sitting here smiling like, yes, keep talking. Do you do a lot of public speaking?
I am getting more and more into public speaking. I'm very friendly, but I'm very like reserved. I'm working on, just networking more, talking more, putting myself in uncomfortable situations so that I can grow because that's what we ask of our clients every day. So I'm trying to practice what I preach and just, it's something that I'm interested in getting into. I just have to build that confidence to
I
do it.
see it all over you. I see it all over you. I see it. I see
Thank
it.
you. Thank you.
So you said one of your passions is working with children. Now,
Yes.
like, do you feel like that was like a natural like desire? Because no one really like in 2023, no one's like saying my passion is working with children.
Hmm.
Because in 2023, it's hard to work with children. So
Hmm.
where did this passion come from? Was it like a young thing, or like you was in school and you was like, that's just the demographic I want to work with, or was it like, uh, is there a reason?
Yeah. Well, so like I said, I had a lot of experience with child protective services. I kind of started my career there, and I removed a lot of kids. I removed kids. I
Mm,
sometimes they never went back home, and I would just feel like these kids not gonna remember nothing else in their life but Miss Janine coming and getting them and taking them, and then they not go home for years, or some of
mhm.
them never go home. So I kind of felt like initially I felt like I was helping them, but then I was like, nobody really explains anything to the kids. They just kind of go pick them up, take them wherever, and they just have to kind of go with the flow. So
Mm,
I felt like they were kind of forgotten about. Even though
mm,
Child Protective Services is designed to protect the kids, they don't really take into consideration how much that affects the kids.
mm,
And the kids, even though they put them in services through children's services, it's a different type of how do I want to explain this? They're not as open to those type of services when they're in foster care or when they've
Yeah.
been removed from home. The last thing they want to do is be talking to somebody, the very people that removed them is suggesting that they
Mm-hmm.
talk to. So I felt like I was on the wrong end of the game, and I needed to be in a position to kind of try to help the families before the kids got removed, or just work with the kids in general to help them while they're going through that process. But outside of that, children's services like sector. So
Mm-hmm.
that's how I started to work with kids. I love kids. I feel like kids are always trying to do better. They have a lot of energy. I have a lot of energy. I look very young sometimes, so I never have to worry about kids feeling like who you think you're talking to, because
Yeah,
they
yeah.
always trust me. I have a natural connection with kids. Like, they love me. I can never be too ridiculous with kids. I allow them to be as mad as they want and sad. Like, I just give them that safe space to just be exactly who they are. And I don't like try to, how some adults try to like, make kids conform to
Mm-hmm.
what they want. I really try to listen to what the kid wants and, meet them where they are. So that's why I love kids. Because like I said, they're resilient. They always want to do better, and they're always trying for the most part to do better, even if sometimes they don't do well at all.
I love that. I love that. So you left that sector. I know some of the stuff you've done, but what are you doing now? Which I technically know what you're doing now too. But
Mm-hmm.
I want you to tell the people, what are you doing now? Because you switch sectors, you're in a different ball game. So where are you now? What are you doing now?
So right now I am over at Carson Elementary. This school is so like dear to me because when I was getting my master's, I did my first internship at Carson Elementary. So it
Oh
was the
wow.
first school that I worked at. So when I saw that you guys had opened in there, Jen, she literally, saved me, brought me over, and it was kind of like a full circle moment. So I'm at Carson Elementary doing school-based therapy. This will be my maybe like first full school year. I started at the end of the school year last year,
Mhm.
but come back this school year, a lot of our kids are still there. It's just a great environment. I love the area over there. I can relate to a lot of the things that those kids deal with over there, and I just want to show them that you can be in like a poverty situation, you can be in difficult situations and still become successful. So
Mhm.
that relatability that I have to those kids, they can see that, they can feel that, and I love that for them and for me.
Yeah, I love that. So, because I know I was in a different field before I got in this area. Jen rescued me as well.
Mm-hmm.
So kudos, shout out to Jennifer Shear.
Yes, shout out to
Woo woo
Jen.
woo. But I said woo woo woo. But no, so yes. But what type of techniques do you like work with, or like that you try to implement in your sessions, like since you work with children, because I know that's a different spectrum of working with adults, like, so
Yes,
how do
yes.
you like, what if I came in as a kid to Miss Janine's session, what does this look like?
All right. So first and foremost, I try to get to know the kid and see the type of things that interest them. A lot of kids are not talkers right off the bat. Now I do have some kids that will talk your head off, but they don't sometimes have the vocabulary or the words to express what they're truly feeling. So I have to be creative in how I engage them, creative in how I allow them to be open. And trust is, essential in any therapeutic relationship, but specifically with kids, because if they don't trust you, they not gonna talk to you. They gonna sit in their office, arms crossed, stone faced. So
Mm,
I try to get to know the kids. I ask them the things that they like. I observe how they play with different toys. I have a ton of toys in my office. I have board games. I have action figures. I have a ton of different like play things that they can use. And just watching them play and interact with, whether it be like dolls or even if we play board games and seeing how they may make up their own rules, or maybe they can't wait their turn, or they're like cheating, or using those type of things to kind of gauge the type of person that they are. I use art. They draw pictures, just various ways to kind of get them to open up that aren't traditional. Because
mm,
talking is not always good for kids. Sometimes
mm,
I have kids that are younger that maybe they don't really talk much at all. So a lot of things
Mhm.
that we do to communicate would be through art. Like maybe if they can't draw a specific picture, I'll talk to them about colors, like what certain colors coincide with how you're feeling right now. Using mindfulness, using yoga, all those type of things. You really have to be creative because kids, they get bored easily as well
Mhm.
too, which is helpful for me because I have a lot of energy, so they not gonna out energy Miss Genine, you know. They may think they can, but I have to remind them every time, like, trust me, over across, I done raced the whole sixth grade class before. You know, they be thinking they can get me, and I don't let them win, because life is not gonna let them win. So they learned the hard way with me. Now
Yeah.
some of them, you know, they beat me fair and square. You know, I let them have that, but
Yeah.
I'm not one of those people that are like, okay, I'll let you get this. You can have a head start. No, you gonna
Mhm.
start next to me, and you better try your best because Miss Genine is trying the best of her big age. So yeah, just being creative and being open and always let them know it's a safe space. Like sometimes being in a school, it's a lot of adults around. Like sometimes adults don't realize how much the children's lives are out of their control. They wake up every day and somebody telling them what to do. They mama telling them what they do. They siblings, the older siblings might be telling them what to do. And they need that structure, but it can be a bit overwhelming for kids. Sometimes kids just have to go with the flow because the adult said so. And I try
Mhm.
not to take that approach with them. I try to understand where they're coming from, talk them through some of those things, and like, this is a safe space. If you want to be mad, you want to yell at the top of your lungs and to me and cuss out your teacher because she done made you mad, I allow them to do that. Whatever you want to say, I'm not gonna go back and tell her, get it out, because they have to learn to not, you know, like hide those emotions or not to kind of, you know, be a certain way if they really feel a certain way. Because sometimes kids will put on a mask because the adults around them, it makes them more comfortable. So I try to remind the adults, the teachers, the parents, like sometimes we have to take on that uncomfortableness for our children because we always make them uncomfortable. We'll make them go places they don't want to go, wear stuff they don't want to wear. You know, we just really, sometimes people just look at their kids like, you're my kid, you're my property, for lack of a better word. And so you're going to do as I say and not as I do, even though they could be modeling the worst skills. And then they like, well, I don't know why they just did that, because they watched you do it. So,
Mhm.
and also helping the parents feel comfortable with that. Like sometimes the adults have to pick and choose their battle with kids. Adults can be prideful. They want to win sometimes. They want to be right, and they don't care at what
Mhm.
expense. They like, look, I'm the adult. You wrong.
You're the
You need to
kid.
do what I need to say. So
Yeah.
I really try to eliminate all of that, so it's not. It doesn't become like I'm a disciplinarian or I'm somebody that's gonna, every time they do something wrong, they're coming to me and I'm correcting them. I just try to redirect them and just create a safe space so that they can just be, because if they don't have a space where they can just express their emotions like authentically, then they start to create different ways to do it in an unhealthy way. So
Mm.
just teaching them to be, you know, learn to be authentic in their emotions and express them in an appropriate way.
So with
Mm-hmm.
that, with kids sometimes bringing your like coming in with their issues, their problems, because again, you've seen probably every spectrum or every side since
Mm-hmm.
you were on the other side. You've seen kids been taken from their homes, so now you're dealing with kids in school. You're dealing with home problems too. I'm sure still on
Mm-hmm.
the and so some of these situations that you're in. But how do you, at the end of the day, at the end of your work day, go home to like decompress? You got a kid, so like, how
Mm-hmm.
does this affect your actual like personal life?
Well, one thing that I've learned in working in social services for so long is, and just in life in general, that you always have to have something that you're doing that you love and that you're passionate about. And that is where my eyebrow business kind of comes in. I didn't even realize that that was a skill I had until right before the pandemic. I was trying to take a break from social services, give myself a mental break, because I'm very much an empath, which is why I struggled a little bit
Mm,
in social services. because I would be mad at those parents. I'm like, you know what? You did what? Like, I'm about to, so I had to really learn how to, scale that back, because sometimes the parents, they doing what they know how to do. So I learned that if you have something that you love, that is kind of separate from what you have to do to make money, and you're passionate about it, it can keep that spark and keep that like that side of my business, the brow part and the esthetician. The people love me. They're coming there for a reason. When they leave, they feel beautiful, they feel confident, and that keeps me charged up to have all the energy that I need to work with those kids. So just making sure that I have something that I love, that I can do regardless, to just keep me, grounded and in a, happy place.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Again, if y'all just tuning in, if you're just watching, we are talking with Genine Menefield, a hidden gem. She's not really hidden because the city know her, and if you didn't know her, now you do. But This is Genine Menefield. Y'all share this video, heart it, like it, let somebody know that we're talking today on Poppy's Conversation Corner with the Genine Menefield. She's working in Carson Elementary right now. She's doing great work. She's at it every day, y'all. Like, this is somebody working with our children. Like, big kudos to her, because I'm not gonna lie, I would never ever wish that on my worst enemy. No, because that's hard. It is hard.
It is hard.
Kids are and I think I was talking to a friend like maybe a couple of days ago. She was telling me about her friend works in the school system, and how these like kindergartners aren't kindergartners anymore. They cursing you out, talking about your mama is a MFer and all this stuff. Those aren't the type of kids that I knew when I was growing up. Now our talk was a little different, but at the end of the day, it still was like, and kids are dealing with so much now, and it's like, I don't know if I could do it. So big kudos, shout out to Miss Genine. I'm gonna say Miss Genine. Shout out to Miss Genine, because she's doing great work, y'all. She's doing great work. So finally, I don't want to keep you much longer. I appreciate your time. If you had a word of wisdom that you want to share to the children, because that's where your heart is, share a special word of wisdom to the children today.
What I would say to the children is, first, enjoy being a child. It is a very small part of your life, but it is the most important. The skills that you learn as a child, whether that be how to develop a relationship, how to make a friend, how to express yourself, they carry on as you become an adult. So it's important to find a place. If you don't have a safe place or somewhere that you can go and talk to, tell your mama to call Poppy's so
Poppy's
we can get you
lined
up. Yes, tell your mom to call Poppy's so that, see, right at the bottom, so that Poppy's can get you connected with someone, so that if you are dealing with some issues, you have a place where there's no judgment. They're not going to run back and tell your mom what you said. And as long as you're keeping yourself safe, find that safe place, because your childhood years they're so important to how you are going to be as an adult. So enjoy them and find a safe place and a safe person to talk to if you are struggling.
I love it. I love it. Y'all heard it from the wisest at Poppy's Therapeutic Corner, the Genine Menefield. Again, thank you for spending this short amount of time with us, but dropping so many nuggets. And allowing us to get to know you a little bit more.
Yes, thank you for having me. Thank you. I appreciate you too, Kerry.
Yes, I appreciate you. No, but y'all, we're here every Friday at 1 p.m. Y'all drop those comments. If you have any questions for Miss Genine, drop them in there. We want to hear from you. We'll get back with you as soon as we can. But y'all, this is another conversation at Poppy's Conversation Corner with your boy Kerry. We out.